Hello and welcome back to JS Physics. So today we'll be learning how to use logarithms to simplify the calculations in physics, theory as well as practicals. Let us start. Now basically we'll be using the logarithm to simplify the calculations in physics, theory, numericals as well as in practicals. And here we'll be using the log to the base of 10. Now whenever you find the log of a number, it consists of two things. First thing is characteristic and the second thing is mantissa. Now, what is characteristic? It is an integral part of the logarithms. That means before decimal point, whatever we are writing, that will be the characteristic. And characteristic can be 0, positive or negative. Now, when we talk of the mantissa, it is basically a fractional part of the logarithm. And that can be either 0 or positive. Mantissa can never be negative. So, mantissa basically is the part of the log which is after the decimal point. Let us take one example. Log of 10 is 1.0000. Now here we can see that this is the integral part and this is a fractional part. So this is known as characteristic. This is the characteristic. And this part, fractional part, this is a mantissa. Basically log of 10 will be characteristic plus mantissa. Characteristic is before decimal point, mantissa is after decimal point. We'll see how to find the characteristic of a given number while finding the log. And for that we have certain rules to find the characteristic. Now the very first rule is if the number is greater than 1, like 2, 4, 5, 6, 56 and so on. If any number is greater than 1, then characteristic will be positive. The rule is the characteristic will be equal to the number of digits before decimal point minus 1. Very simple. So let us take one example. Let us find the log of these numbers. For finding the log of these numbers, we have to find the characteristic and mantissa. So first we'll see how to find the characteristic. Now, as per this rule, the numbers are greater than 1. So here this number have 3 digits before decimal point. So according to our rule, the characteristic we can find by finding the number of digits before decimal point means 3 minus 1. So that gives me the answer 2. So characteristic for 125.9's log will be 2. The second number is 12.59. Here we have 2 digits before decimal point. So now we'll write 2 minus 1. So that gives me the answer 1. So for 12.59, the characteristic will be 1. Now the next number is 1.259. For this number, the characteristic will be 0 because the number of digits before decimal point are 1 and 1 minus 1 will be 0. So characteristic for these numbers will be 2, 1 and 0. That means whatever number of digits before decimal point are there minus 1 will give you the characteristic for any number which is greater than 1. Now let us say if the number is less than 1, then how to find the characteristic? So second rule is for that. For a number less than 1, the characteristic will be negative. The rule is this. We have to find number of digits between the decimal point and first non-zero number plus 1 with negative sign. So let us take one example. We will find the log of 0.1259. Now in this case, between decimal point and first non-zero number, that is between this decimal point and 1, there are no zeros. So number of zeros are 0 plus 1 with negative sign. So minus 0 plus 1, that gives me the answer of characteristic as bar 1. So characteristic for log of 0.1259 will be bar 1. Another number let us take 0.01259 let us say. In this case, between decimal point and the first non-zero number, we have 1 0. So number of 0 is 1 plus 1. So that will give me 2 and with negative sign. So in this case, the characteristic will become bar 2. Right? This bar indicates it is a negative number. The third number, let us take 0.0001259. Now here the number of 0 between decimal point and first non-zero number is 3. 1, 2, 3. So 3 plus 1, that becomes 4, and with negative sign it becomes bar 4. So for this particular number the characteristic will be bar 4. So what we have to remember is, if the given number is greater than 1, characteristic will be positive. If the given number is less than 1, characteristic will be negative. Now once we know the characteristic, we should learn how to find the fractional part, that is mantissa of a given log. So to find the mantissa, we have to use logarithmic tables. This is one such table in front of you. Now here we can observe this table properly. Here you can see the first row contains the numbers from 0 to 9, and then we have the columns for mean differences again from 1 to 9. The first column contains the number from 10 to 54, and on the next page of the logarithm you will be having rest of the numbers, right? So these two are important for us, row and column. The entire logarithm is divided into number of rows and columns. Let us find the mantissa and log for these numbers. 14.23, the very first example is 14.23. For finding the log of this number, first we'll find the characteristic. Characteristic will be number of digits are 2. So characteristic will be 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 1 is the characteristic. To find the mantissa, that is whatever is to be written after decimal point, we have to follow these tables. Suppose if I want to find the log of 14.23. So characteristic will be number of digits before decimal point, that is 2 minus 1, that is 1. And to find the mantissa, we simply will neglect the decimal point. We'll divide the given number into 3 groups. First will be 2 digits taken together, and then 1 digit, and then 1 digit, right? So the first 2 digits signify that particular row. In the row of 14, we have to go to the right hand side, and then we have to stop under the column of 2. So if I go from here, I'll stop here. This is a column of 2. The number written here is this 1523. Then further we have to go in the same row under the column of 3, that is the last digit. So that we have to see in the mean difference. So I'll go further here. Now this is 1, 2 and 3. So under the column of 3 in the mean difference, the number written is 9. Right? So we'll add this two number 1523 plus 9. So that will give me 1532. So our mantissa will be 0.1532. Now when this will be added to 1, it gives the answer 1.1532. So this is the fractional part of logarithm, which we'll call mantissa. This is mantissa, and this is the integral part, which we'll call characteristic. Right? So characteristic and mantissa together gives log of a given number. Let us take another example. We have to find the log of 16.13. So in the row of 16, under the column of 1, the number written we have to find from here. Under the row of 16, under the column of 1, the number written is this. So that number is 2068. In this we have to add the mean difference of 3. So in the same row we'll continue further, and this is 1, 2 and 3. This is mean difference of 3. So 8 will be added in this number. Right? Now after adding this 2, we'll get this number 2076. So the answer for mantissa will be 0.2076. And as number of digits before decimal point are 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is a characteristic. 1 is a characteristic. 0.2076 is the mantissa. Right? Similarly, log of 25.30. We'll divide this number into 3, that is 25, 3 and 0. Now we'll see in the row of 25. So this row under the column of 3. So this is 1, 2 and this is 3. The number written is 4031. right? So our answer will be 0.4031 is a mantissa. And because number of digits are again 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. So 1.4031 is the log of 25.30. Let us find the mantissa for log of 0.1234. Now in this case, first we'll find the characteristic again. The number of 0 between decimal point and non-zero number is 0. So 0 plus 1 will be 1 and with negative sign. So characteristic of this will be bar 1. Now mantissa of 12, 3 and 4 we have to find. So in the row of 12 under the column of 3 and min difference of 4, we have to search for these numbers in the row of 12. So here in the row of 12 under the column of 3. So if I go here, this is 30899 and the min difference of 4. So I'll move further 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have to add 14 in this. When we add these two, we'll get the number 0.0913. And the characteristic is bar 1. So the answer of this log will be bar 1.0913. This is a log of 0.1234. Now similarly, let us find the log of 0.002343. Here we have two zeros between decimal point and first non-zero number. So naturally the characteristic will be number of 0 plus 1. So 2 plus 1, 3 and with negative sign. So bar 3 will be the characteristic. To find the mantissa, we'll divide this number into 3, that is 23, 4 and 3. So in the row of 23, here, this, under the column of 4, the number written is 3692. And then if we go in the same row under the column of min difference of 3, the number written is 6. So that gives me the answer of 3698. So the log of this number becomes bar 3.3698, right? So this is a characteristic and this part is the mantissa. In short, to find the mantissa in a log tables, we have to divide the number into three groups. First two digits together, then one digit and then one digit. Then we have to look in the row containing first two digit, then under the column of next digit and then min difference of next digit. Whatever numbers are there, we have to add them to get the mantissa of a given number. Now this is how to find the characteristic and mantissa and ultimately log of a given number. But the opposite process of logarithm is antilog. So we should know how to find antilog also, because we cannot do the calculations only by finding the log. After simplifying the calculations, we have to find the antilog also. So let us see how to find the antilog. To find the antilogarithms, we have to use the tables for antilog. There are separate tables for antilog. So this is one example. Now if you look at these tables, again the first row contains the number 0 to 9 and then min difference columns will be from 1 to 9. The first column contains the number 0.00, 0.01, 0.02 and so on up to 0.49, and then rest of the numbers will be on the next page. So it is obvious that we can find the antilog of a given number by using these tables. Let us take one example. Let us find the antilog of 0.3415. Again, we'll divide this into two digits together, then one digit and then one digit. Now, as we can see in the first column, all the numbers are 0 point something. So we have to find the digits of after decimal point. So 0.34, 1 and 5. So 0.34 is here, this 0.34. Then the next digit is 1. So we have to look in the column of 1 in the same row. The number is this 2193. Then we have to move further in the min difference column of 5. So in the same row, I'll move further and I'll go till min difference of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is 5. That means we have to add these numbers 2193 and 3. So if I add this 2, I'll get the number 2196. So I'll write 2196 here, and then to place the decimal point, we have to look at the characteristic, this part. Whatever number is written here, you add 1 in that. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So we have placed the decimal point after 1 digit. And the other method is this. Once you get the number, say for example, I'm getting 2196. Place the decimal point always after 1 digit, and then you take the characteristic as a power of 10. So 2.196 into 10 raised to 0. 10 raised to 0 is 1. So this is your final answer, 2.196. Let us find the antilog of 1.1253. Now here we have to divide this number again into three groups, but only after decimal point. So 12, 5 and 3. So in the row of 0.12, this row, under the column of 5, we have this number 1334, and then we have to find in the same row under the mean difference of 3. So the number is 1. So now we have 1334 and mean difference of 1. So on adding these two numbers, we'll get 1335. So here we will be getting 1335. And where to place the decimal point? Now this is 1, characteristic is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So after 2 digits, we'll place the decimal point. So the answer becomes 13.35. Another method is you keep the number as it is, 1335. Place the decimal point after 1 digit and take this characteristic as a power of 10. So 1.335 into 10 raised to 1. So again, if you write this by multiplying by 10 raised to 1 or 10, you get the answer of 13.35. Antilog of this number, bar 2, let us say, will slightly change this, bar 2.2156. Right? Now again we'll divide this into 3, 21, 5 and 3. So in the row of 21, this 0.21, under the column of 5, so we have this number 1641 and then mean difference of 3, that is 1. So 1641 plus 1, that gives you 1642. So 1642 will be your Mentisa. Now where to place the decimal point? So there are two methods again. You place the decimal point after 1 digit and then take characteristic as power of 10, 10 raised to minus 2. Or the other method is this. Whatever number you are getting here, add 1 in that. So bar 2 plus 1, that gives you bar 1. Now if the answer is bar 1, that indicates number of 0 between decimal point and the first non-zero number. So bar 1 means 10, so 0.01642. Or the other method is, as we know, place the decimal point after 1 digit and then take this characteristic as a power of 10, so 10 raised to minus 2. So this is our final answer. So next topic will be multiplication using logarithms. Thank you so much.